What I'm doing is I'm slowly buying the bottom, right? What is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. It is complete mayhem in the market. So before we talk about that, I need you to drop a sub and leave a like. It's going to enter you in to win an Amazon gift card once we get to 250 subs. And hey, everybody needs a little money when you're getting close to the holiday season. Black Friday's coming up. PS5 dropped, like so much stuff. If you actually got a pre-order, that's insane. Good for you. But hey, so the biggest news today, obviously we got to cover it. Trevor Milton freaking resigns from executive chairman of NIKOLA Motors. So everybody knows he was the founder, super outspoken, basically upsold everybody on the capabilities of NIKOLA. Came out, basically confirmed that yes, we did in fact roll the truck down the hill. And then I've seen a bunch of other channels making videos on, I don't know, like there's like crazy allegations. Maybe they think he somehow murdered or played a part in the murder of some guy. I have no idea. I'm not even, like, who cares about that? Well, not who cares about that, but you know, I'm not an investigative journalist or anything like that. So Trevor Milton this morning announces his resignation. Dude was most definitely probably forced to resign. There was nothing voluntary about this. With the Department of Justice, the SEC, both investigating you. A lot of pressure probably from people at GM, like, dude, like, come on. A lot of actually, you know, people who are at leadership positions in NIKOLA came from General Motors. And that's the person who's essentially going to be stepping in for Trevor Milton now that he's, he deuced out. So, you know, GM is going to probably have even more say now in what NIKOLA is doing. And guys, just to let you know, yes, the share price was down 30% in the pre-market and it closed right around 20% down on the day. I actually pulled the trigger and sold all my shares of NIKOLA right around market open this morning. Yes, I did take a small loss. It wasn't too bad. I lost, sold for about a 20% loss, which all things considered, not too bad because a lot of people got in like $50, $60, and that would have been rough. So I did not take that big of a loss, and there are a few reasons why I sold. I think short term, now that his resignation is essential, I mean, like, that without a doubt weighs on the stock. Like, Trevor Milton was the controversial guy drawing publicity to the stock, very much like Elon Musk. He had kind of a cult following, right? So you could see some similarities between him and Elon. So Trevor Milton is now out of the way. You know, you don't think of NIKOLA now as, you know, anything like Tesla, where they, you know, have similarities as far as crazy outspoken founders and CEOs and stuff like that. And then, you know, the products that they, you know, there's so much now controversy around NIKOLA that I think it was a good time to bow out and sit on the sidelines. And another reason is actually the entire market is just absolutely cratering. And I see a bunch of buying opportunities elsewhere. And I'm not somebody who's sitting on tens of thousands of dollars of cash. So I need to make liquidity. And I thought that this was a good time to get out of NIKOLA. And if they come out with some crazy news at NIKOLA World, then hey, maybe I'll think about getting back in. If they are what they say they are, you're going to have plenty of other buying opportunities for this company. The volatility short term, way too much for me. And there's other companies, and I'm going to let you know what I bought today and also sold. I also sold some Zoom. I got in at Zoom at $380 a share and sold today nicely for $450 a share. So a nice turnaround there. Took basically all our proceeds from NIKOLA, all of our proceeds from Zoom, sitting on about 80% of that, just because sit on that with cash. And I really think that the broader market is going to continue to sell off, and leading into the election, just too much volatility. I mean, you've got now talks of Nancy Pelosi trying to impeach Trump, if they are going to be pushing forth a Supreme Court nomination, like all sorts of crazy stuff, instability in the markets, tech, all this stuff. Like, everything is weighing on the markets right now. So I actually went in and I bought 3 more shares of Microsoft. What I'm doing is I'm slowly buying the bottom, right? I already have pretty decent size holdings in Microsoft. I would say 15% of my portfolio is Microsoft, so I'm okay adding to that. They came out with big news today that they are buying Bethesda Gaming, right? So they're increasing their foothold in gaming. Unfortunately, they didn't get the TikTok deal, but Microsoft has so much going for it that below $200, I'm like, whoo, okay, kind of like interesting me. Like same thing with Apple, right? At its current price point, it's getting some people's attention where it's down, 15, 20, 25% from its recent highs. And yes, you could argue that, okay, there's still a little bit of a tech bubble, but long term, these things are nicely discounted, or they're getting into not discount territory, but they're getting into levels where you should seriously think about buying. So that's what I did. I freed up some liquidity, got some cash by selling NIKOLA, by selling Zoom, taking those profits as it's almost reached its all-time high again. And I'm sitting on that cash and basically buying days where I see stocks that I like in the red. So today I bought some shares of Coca-Cola and I bought some shares of Microsoft. And I'm sitting on the rest of that cash, just waiting for an opportunity. Companies that I'm looking to get into, I would like to see Google come down a little bit more, break through the $1,400 limit, may get into Google. And then I'm thinking about Apple. Obviously, I would love to see it dip below the 105 and stay there. And then, I want to see a nice bottom set in for a lot of these stocks. Tesla is super volatile, right? I've preached that I'm not going to touch Tesla. I can't say if it gets down around like $300, I wouldn't be interested or think about Tesla. Obviously, you have a ton of news about to come out with battery day tomorrow. So I think myself, along with everybody else in the market, is going to be all eyes on Elon, see what the heck is going on. Another few companies that I'm looking at that are nicely off their highs is Visa and Disney. Both have had nice pullbacks. Visa is such a important player in the whole e-commerce and just economy in general. Both during the pandemic, post-pandemic, pre-pandemic, Visa is going to be around. More people going to e-commerce, buying things online. You've got the holiday season coming up. So I like Visa underneath $200 too. That's another one I'm watching. Like I said, Disney, you've got, Mandalorian is coming out. That's going to, I think, the important thing is retention for me for Disney once people's free trials essentially run out. So, if you had Verizon, you got Disney Plus on them for a year. So those things are probably coming to a close. So it's important for Disney to keep producing content like The Mandalorian to continue to have people re-up and subscribe and actually pay for their subscription. We got a trailer for WandaVision, so that's huge. Obviously, Marvel is a massive chunk of what Disney is. Okay, so new trailer for that. You can definitely see them start to push the streaming content more, which I like. And Disney at its current levels, obviously the parks they're not making any money. They're open, but they're actually incurring a loss on them. So the longer Disney goes, the more I like the current value that it's at and the more opportunity I see to buy. A lot of analysts have their price target up above 160. So I do like the opportunity for Disney. Lastly, airlines, again, are totally beaten down. They got smashed today. So I've got my eyes on a lot of different stocks. Right now, my strategy was, okay, you had some bad news with NIKOLA. I was willing to stick it out. Given everything that happened with Hindenburg, I thought a floor was being established around $30, $32. Obviously, that was not the case. I don't think anybody could have really foreseen Trevor Milton coming out and saying see ya, but I guess he was super quiet on Twitter last week, so that should have been an indicator. I was just thinking he was being an intelligent individual and being shush because you're being investigated by the SEC and DOJ. But apparently he got the boot, even though it was voluntary. So deuces, Trevor, and it's too bad that we had to sell for what we did at a down 20%. All things considered, NIKOLA was a very small portion of my portfolio. And between selling that and Zoom, I wanted to raise some capital in order to get in all these other really good buying opportunities in the market with companies that I think we can all agree that are going to be absolute home runs in the next 5 to 10 years. And you are going to get your 10% a year return or whatever it is you're targeting, looking for some of these dominant companies in the market at the levels that they're at. So guys, before we go, I got to give you today's fun fact in history. Today, The Hobbit was published. Now, I'm a big fan of Hobbit. I like The Lord of the Rings a little bit, but definitely the Hobbit movies and books in particular are boom, I really like them. I'm enamored with CGI and all that stuff. It's fantastic. It's crazy what technology can do. It is amazing. I don't think anybody who wrote a book like 100 years ago or 50 years ago or even 20 years ago could have imagined like how these things would be turned into movies, and just the amazing fan following that they've created. Now you have theme parks, you have everything around this stuff. So the fact that The Hobbit was written or published rather today in history was pretty freaking cool. And I hope you guys, if you haven't dropped a sub or left a like, I really hope you consider doing it. It's going to help you out and it's going to help me, and most importantly, enter you in to win something, $25 Amazon gift card once we get to 250 subs. So with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow.